My name is Kate Horowitz, and for this project, I decided to focus on Nova Scotia's output-based pricing system for industry. And the reason why I chose this program was it's in Nova Scotia, and I have some close friends who are from Nova Scotia, and I was curious about the policies in their area that are looking to help reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and I was also curious just to see what other programs are like outside of the US. And yeah, what those are like. So the Nova Scotia, they had a cap and trade program that started in 2019, but that has been phased out. And this policy that I'm going to be talking about today is the one that's replacing the program that was originally started in Nova Scotia. This program started in 2023, so it's a relatively new program. So relatively new, only about 2 years old. So the program was implemented to reduce greenhouse gas emissions from large industrial facilities while still maintaining a competitive economic environment for the territory of Nova Scotia. The program is for the industry and power sector. The way the program works is it requires facilities with annual emissions greater than 50,000 tons of CO2. They are automatically required to participate in this program. And then Nova Scotia also offers an option for companies that produce emissions that are greater than 10,000 to also opt into this program. And then if the companies that do not voluntarily opt in, like their emissions are less than 50,000 but greater than 10,000, they will be required to adhere to Canada's federal fuel tax. So, yeah. And so how this program works is Nova Scotia sets a standard for emissions, like a set emissions that they are hoping that you'll either stay under or not go over. But if you do go over, you have to buy credits from either the government to basically like pay for the fact that you are going over those emissions, the emission levels. And then those funds are used for the Nova Scotia Climate Change Fund. And another way that you can buy credits is if there's a company that doesn't exceed that like target level and they're like, a little bit lower, then they get credit for that, for being under the target emissions. They get credit for that. And what they can do is they can either keep those credits for themselves and use them later at a later date, or they can sell those credits to other companies. So if your company goes over the target level, you can either buy from the government or buy from other companies that allow you to be producing emissions at X level. And the Nova Scotia Climate Change Fund is a part of the Nova Scotia Climate Change Plan for Clean Growth. This plan aims to increase climate data and information, build capacity for planning and implementation, and also minimize climate change impacts by restoring natural areas and ecosystems. So all of the money will, go towards those efforts. The efficiency of this program, the output of Nova Scotia's CO2 has been declining since 2005, and then ever since this program was implemented, Nova Scotia's CO2 output went down by 1% from 2022 to 2023, so small decrease, which is great, but this program is still relatively new, so there's still more to be done. And one thing that I think the US could learn from this program or implement is I like that Canada has this federal fuel tax, and then Nova Scotia, this smaller territory, kind of gives businesses an option to either adhere to the federal regulations or adhere to the local regulations. And I think that's something that the U.S. could implement. if a state wanted to implement something but give companies or industries the option to do something else, then I think that that's an interesting and smart way to go about climate change mitigation. Thanks.